You are about to learn something dangerous. This is not a guide for weak men who believe in fairy tale romance. This is for those who understand that power, not love, is the true currency of human relationships. Machiavelli himself wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." And in the game of attraction, fear is not about intimidation, it is about control. Obsession is not an accident, it is engineered. If you want a woman to crave you, to think of you when she is alone, to feel your absence like a withdrawal, then you must master these 7 Machiavellian principles. This is not manipulation for petty games. This is strategy. This is influence. This is the difference between being forgotten and being unforgettable. The choice is yours. Will you remain ordinary, or will you learn to wield the power of obsession? Lesson 1. Intermittent reinforcement, the addiction you control. The human mind is wired to chase uncertainty. Casinos exploit this with slot machines. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but the unpredictability keeps you pulling the lever. Apply this to attraction, and you create an addiction stronger than logic. The key is to never be consistent. Reward her attention randomly. One day, shower her with affection. The next, disappear without explanation. Answer her texts immediately sometimes. Leave her on read for hours others. The moment she believes she has figured you out, change the pattern. This is not cruelty. This is strategy. When she cannot predict your behavior, her mind will fixate on you, replaying interactions, searching for meaning in your silence. The more she invests mentally, the deeper her obsession grows. This is the first law of Machiavellian attraction. Make her work for your attention, and she will value it infinitely more. Lesson 2. Social proof and scarcity, the illusion of high value. Women do not want what is given freely. They want what other women desire. This is not vanity. It is evolutionary psychology. If you are seen as a man in demand, her instincts will push her to compete. The Machiavellian approach is simple. Never let her believe she is your only option. Be seen with other women, not in a way that disrespects her, but in a way that suggests abundance. Mention dates casually, not to provoke jealousy, but to reinforce that you are a man who chooses, not a man who begs. When she senses other women want you, her perception of your worth skyrockets. Scarcity amplifies this effect. Limit your availability. If you are always free, you are always cheap. But if your time is rare, she will fight to secure it. This is the second law. Your value is determined by what you withhold, not what you give. Lesson 3. Exploiting emotional vulnerabilities, the weakness you turn into power. Every person has hidden fears and desires. The Machiavellian does not ignore these. He uses them. Listen closely to her words. Does she fear abandonment? Does she crave validation? Once you identify her emotional weak points, you position yourself as the solution. Offer comfort when she is vulnerable, then withdraw just enough to make her crave your return. This is not about deception. It is about understanding human nature. People bond most deeply to those who touch their emotional wounds. But the critical rule is this: never let her feel secure in your presence. If she believes she has fully captured your devotion, her obsession will fade. Instead, keep her slightly uncertain. Let her wonder if she has truly won you over. This is the third law. The deepest bonds are formed in the space between comfort and mystery. Lesson 4. The savior and sinner. Duality, the push-pull of addiction. Consistency is the enemy of obsession. If you are always kind, you become predictable. If you are always cold, you become unapproachable. But if you alternate between the two, you create an emotional roller coaster she cannot resist. One day, be her protector, the man who listens, who makes her feel safe. The next, be distant, unreadable, as if you have secrets she is not privy to. This duality keeps her off balance. She will analyze your every move, searching for the real you, and in doing so, she will become consumed by the chase. The Machiavellian knows that obsession thrives in contradiction. This is the fourth law. To be unforgettable, you must be impossible to define. Lesson 5. Psychological anchoring. The triggers that bind her to you. Memories are tied to senses, a song, a scent, a phrase. The Machiavellian uses this to his advantage. Wear a distinct cologne so she associates that scent with you. Play a specific song during intimate moments. Later, when she hears it alone, she will think of you. Repeat phrases that embed themselves in her mind. You're different from anyone I've met. These anchors create involuntary emotional responses. Over time, she will not just remember you, she will feel you, even in your absence. This is not manipulation in the petty sense. It is the strategic use of human psychology. This is the fifth law. Control her associations, and you control her emotions. Lesson 6. The fading prince effect, the power of unfinished stories. The human mind hates unresolved narratives. A story without an ending lingers in the subconscious, demanding closure. The Machiavellian uses this by hinting at a future together, then stepping away before it materializes. Whisper, "Imagine us in Paris next year," then change the subject. Plant the seed of possibility, but never water it fully. She will obsess over what could have been, replaying scenarios in her head, trying to solve the puzzle of your intentions. This is the sixth law. The greatest obsession lives in the space between promise and fulfillment. Lesson 7. Strategic abandonment, the ultimate test of power. The final and most ruthless principle. The one who cares least, controls most. If she grows complacent, if she takes you for granted, you must be willing to walk away, permanently. Not as a bluff, but as a demonstration of your own value. The threat of loss is more powerful than the promise of gain. When she realizes you can vanish without regret, one of two things will happen. She will let you go, proving she was never truly yours, or she will chase you with a desperation she never knew she possessed. This is the seventh and final law. True power is the ability to destroy what you have built and walk away unscathed. Lesson 8. The mirrored shadow, becoming her unconscious reflection. The deepest form of psychological control is not domination, it is mirroring. People fall in love with versions of themselves, with those who reflect their desires, fears, and hidden traits back at them. The Machiavellian does not impose his personality. He becomes a living mirror, subtly adapting to her emotional wavelength. Study her speech patterns, her values, even her posture, then reflect them with slight amplification. If she is passionate about art, speak of it with controlled intensity, making her feel understood in a way others fail to. If she is guarded, reveal your own vulnerabilities just enough to make her lower her defenses. This is not imitation, it is strategic resonance. Over time, she will not just like you, she will feel an eerie magnetic connection, as if you are the missing piece of her psyche. The danger? If done too obviously, it becomes transparent. The mastery lies in subtlety, making her believe the similarities are fate, not design. This is the eighth law. To own her mind, first let her see herself in you. Lesson 9. Controlled Destruction, the Art of Calculated Chaos. Every stable system grows complacent. Relationships, like empires, rot when they become too comfortable. The Machiavellian prevents this by orchestrating controlled chaos, just enough instability to keep her addicted, not enough to make her leave. Randomly introduce tension, a cryptic comment that makes her question your loyalty, a sudden, unexplained absence that forces her to wonder if she's losing you. The key is precision. Too much chaos and she flees, too little and she grows bored. The moment she feels secure, disrupt it. This is not mindless cruelty, it is psychological maintenance. By keeping her slightly off balance, you ensure she never takes you for granted. The most powerful version of this? The threat of replacement. Let her overhear a vague conversation, see a mysterious message, never explicit, always deniable. The fear of losing you to another will trigger primal possessiveness. This is the 9th and most advanced law. A relationship must never be stable, only stable enough to endure. Now you know the 7 laws. This is not a game for the timid. These tactics will work, but they come with a price. Once you engineer obsession, you must ask yourself, do you want to be loved or do you want to be needed? The Machiavellian chooses the latter because need is stronger than love. Need is addiction. Need is power. But remember this above all, the master of manipulation must first master himself. If you use these strategies without discipline, you will become the puppet instead of the puppeteer. So choose wisely. Will you remain another forgotten face, or will you learn to bend the will of others to your own? The path is before you. Walk it with purpose.